Well, everybody, that's what I get for running an entire station off of one computer. So we are back. This is the showcase. I am Mick Manhattan. This is the cast and crew of Serious Profession. I'm going to bring Matt Anderson on. This time it will work, I know for a fact, because this is a much better computer. Uh, yeah,
I'm here. I am here. I am ready.
I have run that other one to the ground, I think, because I've had like 6 shows already and I have like 9 more to go. So it's definitely fun. But we have your cast joining back in, and I am very, very excited. So, Mecca Verdell, you are first.
Yes.
You're catching me off guard.
So, I'm going to bring everybody else in as they come in. We have Emily Whitcomb.
Emily.
Hello.
Kathy. Rick.
And right now we have Renee.
Jelinus.
All right. Let's get it right this time.
Yeah, she has made sure I learned that name right.
That's right. Hey, listen, I do my best. All right. And I do what I can, I should say. So thank you all for joining me tonight. And as everybody else kind of shuffles in, I will bring them on. So I'm so excited to have you guys here. The new movie is what do you right now? You're just doing funding, right? And then you're going to be filming in April, is it?
That's the plan. Okay. Well, Serious Profession is the story of 2 leg breakers who are going about their day, and they meet all sorts of interesting and very diverse people of various persuasions, some good, some bad, some in the middle. And so it's really it's almost like a series of mini films put together with the big framework. And the 2 leads are Mr. Kite, which is played by Rick down there, and Mr. Wynn, who is played by Brucellis Morris, who could not join us today, but he will be here for another one. And so some of the interesting characters that they meet, Kathy is playing Detective Campbell, and Emily is Tracy, the wife of Kite's former partner. Mecca is...
Did you forget?
Locke. She is actually a hit woman. She actually works with Mr. Kite. He's the muscle. Yeah, she's the weapon. And then Renee Jelinus is playing Jeannie Pretty, who is one of Mr. Kite's clients, as it were. And then Davey, who just joined us, is playing David. So, it was just simple. We just knew he had to be David. He is playing David, another client of Mr. Kite. And so these are just some of the amazing people that he meets, or I should say these are the amazing actors that he meets, but not all of these folks are necessarily the nicest.
Well, let me add, this is such a big cast, and it seems like a big undertaking. So for you guys, is this the biggest cast that you've had so far in a film?
Yeah, at least the biggest cast that I've had on one of our projects. We've done mostly small stuff, keep it. And then with COVID, of course, we kind of kept it lean and mean just because of what happened. Oh, we lost Davey. But yes, this is going to be a huge cast, and it's going to be it's massive, but there's really a lot of interesting stories here. And Rick and Brucellis are going to be they're in every single scene.
Oh wow!
So excuse me. So they get to interact with everybody. So Rick was very instrumental. Not only is he the lead actor in it, he's also executive producer of Serious Profession, as well as has helped with some of the writing the script. And so when we did the auditions, he was there playing Mr. Kite, and he was completely from head to toe Mr. Kite, and which he always was. and it really made it a lot easier for us to work the auditions with the folks because they could actually see and interact with them. And we just lost Mecca.
She should be right back. She left a message. But
okay.
So getting into it, and Rick, I mean, you're going to be in this movie. So
a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, how exciting is it for you? This is a feature, and you're in every minute of it. Usually, there's at least some kind of break, but
right.
For you going into it, like, how are you preparing for the character? What do you see, like, your vision?
So, when Matt first approached me about it, how long's it been, Matt? Like a year?
Probably? About a year, yeah.
Something like that. And he told me, look, I've got this script. I wrote the guy with you in mind, and, please take a look. And of course, I'm going to do that. If somebody writes a script for me, absolutely. I will be in your movie. And I think it was a short film at the time. Am I right, Matt?
Yes.
Yes. And so, I read through it and I thought, wow, it's really cool. It's really sort of looking at this from a different angle that most gangster movies don't look at. And I said, I really like it. I just think it's too short. And I often, very rarely, I should say, think anything is too short. I think most things are way too long. So, but I suggested, let's make this into a feature film and just make it a whole day. And yeah. And so what am I doing to prepare for it? I don't know. Like I'm not a method actor, so I didn't go hang out with some mob enforcers for the last couple of weeks, as far as anybody knows. So, but I've always liked gangster movies. I've always liked playing sort of the heavy, and I like that this guy's the heavy, but he's really not. He's got other sides to him, and yeah, I'm gonna have so much fun.
That's awesome.
It's just gonna be a great time.
Kathy, I wanted to ask you about playing Detective Campbell. So, is this your first foray into playing a detective?
I have played one other detective, but it was a straight playing detective. This one had some sass, some attitude, and when I auditioned for it initially, my husband was helping me audition. I auditioned for several characters, and one of the characters I auditioned for actually looked more like me. But when I was doing the scene with my husband and I was playing Detective Campbell, he was like, "That's it. You seem to love this character." And I said, "I love this sass and this attitude because I play a lot of grieving mothers and business women, lawyers. And so this character," and I told them in the callback, I was like, "I love this character. I have 4 brothers. I have a lot of sass. And I loved it. I love the character. I love the writing too, because I told them they didn't rely on a lot of bad language. There's humanity in the writing and there's depth. It's not just like shoot 'em up gangster movie. Like there are so many levels to this movie that impressed me and the writing. And I always know when I audition, when it's easy for me to sort of let go to the script and interact like it was with Rick. It was so much fun and it felt so natural. The writing's great. The characters have been developed. I love this character. I'm really excited to play. And it was supposed to be a man, I believe.
Yeah, I was going to see if I could interject that if nobody else did. I believe you were the only woman that sent in an audition for Campbell, and we didn't expect it. And I remember Matt and I were both like, we never really even thought about this. And yeah, it was a lot of discussions over, the next week or so.
Yeah.
And you totally sold us.
Yeah, awesome. She did.
Thank you.
I see we got Mecca and Jesse in.
Yeah.
So let me introduce Jesse.
How's everybody going?
Jesse is no stranger to the scene snobs. We love Jesse.
Jesse is playing Art Senior, and his son. Hey, we got Davey back. All right.
All right,
I'm so
guys,
sorry. Get my
real
laptop.
quick before the interview continues, start singing.
And then so
Start
Jesse.
singing. Here's the story. Come on.
I was going to say we've got a full Brady Bunch creative
Oh,
Get
down
myself
here.
in the Alice roll for you.
So,
All
anyways,
right,
I was
I get
gonna
to
say,
be
so
Alice.
Jesse is playing Art Junior, or sorry, Art Senior. Art Junior is being played by Jeremy Amos, who is currently winging his way to Seattle by van to film a movie, and he's also doing special effects for Phobias once we get started on that. But we're not here to talk about that. So, anyways, we got very fortunate enough to have everybody here, and it was great that Jesse also came on board as well. So, thanks, Jesse.
Yep.
I want to kind of continue around and talk about characters real quick. So,
Talk
Mecca,
to Emily. Talk to Emily because she has a place that she's got to be.
Oh, okay. So Emily,
if you
Sorry.
come to you next, and you're playing Tracy, I believe, right?
I am, yes.
So please tell me more about Tracy. How are you preparing for her?
So I'm not sure how much I can say, so I'll look to Matt. But he pretty much summed it up. I'm the widow of a former colleague to Rick, Mr. Kite. And I have a daughter. And to prepare for this, I've actually been in touch with the actress who is playing my daughter. And we've done a few, chit chats where we have to, build our chemistry up because there's a lot of trust that needs to happen between a mother and a daughter, obviously. Mm-hmm. And other than that, it's just more character development and lines. That's pretty much what I'm doing at the moment.
Right. Yeah. And of course, Emily is also in our movie Phobias. So, she started working with us on another project on Liar, which unfortunately has been put on the back burner for right now. But she has the trifecta. She has been in 3 Key 13 film partners. She beats Tom Toohey by 1.
I won't tell him that though. Not to his face.
I will. Every minute I'll remind him, hey, Tom, number 2.
Well, he says thank you, so
yeah, there he is.
So, Mecca, you're playing Locke, who is one of the hit women, if I should say it correctly, herself. If you can tell me a little bit more about Locke and what's most exciting for you about the role.
Okay, so it's breaking up a little bit. You're talking to me, right?
Yes, I'm talking to you. All right.
Okay, cool. I just had to make sure because I heard my name. No, I'm very excited to play this murder thirsty young woman. Only because I've had dreams about a character like this. I always have these. I feel like I've manifested her, and now I am her. We are becoming one, and I'm excited. I got a little beef with one of the characters. I don't know if I can reveal it, but I've been practicing how to say the name real menacingly. There we go.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Mecca joined us through Rick. Rick has worked with her before, so when she, Tom Toohey, number 2. So when he recommended Mecca, we saw her, and her partner is being played by, and I want to make sure I pronounce her name correctly, Rowan Welbin. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'm sorry, Rowan. Welbin. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. Anyways, that's her partner, and their boss, so to speak, is Lyra Savannah, who is playing Tina, tall Tina, because Lyra is, I think she's almost 6 foot, or she is 6 foot. She's tall. I mean, very tall. And then Emily's daughter is Annalise Bergen, and she is actually out of Texas. And I've been talking with her mom, and they're actually going to drive all the way from Texas to come out here. But Annalise is one of those that I think in about 5 years or so, she's going to be a name that's going to be on people's, on quite a few lists. So I think that, and I'll hopefully with after Series Professional done, all of these folks are on some major lists. But anyways, I'm going to stop talking so you can talk to some of these other wonderful people.
Well, I'm going to go over to Renee next. Renee, you were playing Jeannie Pretty? Is that
I am. Just like Kathy, I fell in love with Jeannie. I know Jeannie. She's like a payday candy bar. She's sweet, but she's salty. My name is Jeannie Pretty, but everybody calls me Miss Jeannie. Once again, she's in trouble with Mr. Kite and Mr. Wynn. Can't give too much away, but it's a good scene, and I'm excited. I'm excited to play Miss Jeannie.
And do deference to all the other actresses that auditioned, and some were very good. Renee she actually had the hair.
That's right. She's the owner of a beauty shop. So I had my hair up, big hooped earrings.
Yeah, it just told us. So Emily, we knew her work, and she's never played a mom before, as far as I know. So that was kind of a challenge for that. And like I said, Kathy and all that. So, but let's talk with some more. I'm sorry, I keep interjecting.
No, that's all right. David, I'm going to come to you next, man. I want to hear more about your character, David. Tell us some more about him, and what can we expect to see? It's okay. You can give it away. Matt's okay with it.
I'm not going to give too much away. I'm excited to play the role of David. Once I seen the description, I was like, yeah, this is me. It's kind of ironic, my actual real name is Davey. So to play the role of David, I was like, oh, it's kind of funny because everybody was taking my name. But yeah, anyway, I was excited when I seen the line, I seen the role, when I seen the description, I was like, yeah, this is my time to showcase, my talent. I was like, this is me, and I felt like this is like the perfect project. Once I seen the description, because I want to say I'm from Norfolk, Virginia, so I kind of, when I seen the description, I'm like, oh yeah, I kind of, I lived in this environment, so I was like, yeah, this is perfect. This is a perfect match.
Awesome.
David, the character he plays, that's at least as from a directing standpoint, it's going to be really easy. I'll just say, Davey. Okay. Where I'll be calling everyone else Mr. Kite, Mr. Wynn, Miss Pretty. So he runs a head shop, a legal marijuana dispensary. And so we kind of address some of the changes and the perceptions of legalized marijuana, and how, does that affect the world in crime? Well, of course, you'll have to find out in the movie, but it's kind of just that neat little, everything that we do, we always try to inject a little bit more into the story than just what you see on the surface.
I love it. That's going to be awesome. And last but certainly not least, one of my old co-hosts on the Scene Snobs podcast, and a man I think is awesome, Captain DK. No, he's not. He's not the captain right now.
No.
Jesse L. Green.
I don't know where that butthole's at.
You, sir, are playing Art Senior. I'm very excited for this, man. I'm so glad to see you doing well, man. Anybody who doesn't know, I've had Jesse on the show before, and he's so much fun to talk to. Great stories. So I'm so glad to see you back on, man. And you're playing Art Senior in Serious Profession. Tell me about it.
Yeah, this should be fun. I get to Art Junior is a guy I worked with quite a bit, Jeremy. We've worked on several movies, so that should be our scene should be fun. I just kind of write a check that my butt can't cash, and I get called up for it, and you'll have to see what happens to me in the end.
Oh,
yeah, it's it's a very pivotal scene. It's the pretty much the capstone of the third act. So what you definitely will be. Well, let's just say you're gonna like it. You're gonna like what happens. Although, it's
yeah, I always like when I do a movie. I always kind of just read my scene, what I'm involved in. Then that way, when I go see the movie, it's a complete shock to me. So I'm not sure how this scene fits into the whole movie, but I'm going to make it as fun as I can.
And that's all you can do. And then, it sounds like this is going to be a really fun, big cast to be a part of. How are you guys doing? I mean, with the fundraising right now and getting ready for April, everything kind of, I don't want to say better because it's not, but feels a little bit freer. You're going to be on set, you're going to be interacting. So I bet that feels really good. And it is open to anybody, so anybody can answer, please.
Well, before we get started, I would like to mention the other folks, the other cast members who aren't here today, just so that you understand how great and diverse this cast is. We have Seneca Lee, who's playing a character called Chance, who has a past with Mr. Wynn. Since Tracy has the past with Mr. Kite, we figured Mr. Wynn deserves a little bit of the past too. We have Brandon Marski, who is playing Johnny Buffalo, the first of Mr. Kite's clients. We have, and oh gosh, I'm going to mispronounce his name too. We have, hold on. I hate butchering people's names. Siri Marajakar, who is playing Mr. Jawala, another client. We have Thais Lorenzo, who is playing Justina, another client. Lisa Spinagle, who is playing Lydia Gull, who is not a client, but she gets a visit from Mr. Kite and Mr. Wynn anyways. And then no, I got everybody. So
that's
so
awesome.
Now we can do the wide questions.
Well, it's such a big cast. For you guys, and it's got to be a huge undertaking. How big of a crew are you looking to add to this film?
Well, we're going to have, it really all depends on the funding. The more funding we get, the more crew we can get.
I'm a producer. I'm a producer.
Yeah. Renee's got the producer, one of the producer perks, as did Jesse. We right now, the crew is pretty much going to consist of a gaffer and a cameraman. But if we get more, if we make our goal and go beyond that, we can bring in a sound engineer. We do have people that do have the experience, but I'd rather have a sound engineer that just dedicated to that. Where then, and then of course we'll have PAs, people who are volunteering at times. It'd be nice to give them a little something for their time. But as we get the funding higher, and we go hopefully over the money that we're asking for, the $13,000, we'll be able to bring on more people to be able to do more things and give us more options. That's always the goal of these sort of things. And when a lot of people, may be hesitant to donate to a crowdfunding thing, but when you do, you're not just making a movie. Everybody in this movie is going to get paid. And even though I know quite a few would do it just for the love because they really enjoyed it.
It's a wonderful script. It's a wonderful script. It's going to be an awesome movie. It's worth it.
But we want to reward everybody for all their hard work. They deserve it. And so when you donate, you're giving jobs to people who are all of these folks are actors, and they all do it for various reasons. And so when you donate to a thing, you're not, I'm not getting paid. I'm not doing this to make money for myself. I'm doing this to create a really great film and to give everybody an opportunity to do what they love and get a little something for it. And but Serious Profession for me, it started off as a TV series idea many years ago. Then I moved it into a short film, and then thanks to Rick's suggestions and the urging of the other Key 13 folks, we moved it into the film that you have that we've created. And I mean, I'm just absolutely thrilled with the folks that I have here. So this is going to be something pretty amazing.
You got your own Avengers team going on here for Key 13. It's amazing. It's awesome. It's very cool to see. I mean, I'm very excited for all of you guys with the movie coming out. And so when you're getting ready to start filming, for all you guys, please feel free to answer. What are you guys most anticipating getting into? Like, is it the action sequences or like, the meat of the script? What do you guys got for me? I know you can't tell me much, but I'll take what I can get.
I mean, I love Jeannie Pretty. I love the character. So I'm working on developing her and really breathing life into her and giving her as much of that salt and sweet as I possibly can, and just making her quite a character. Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm just ready to bring David alive. I'm not going to say too much, but David definitely, I would say David he stands his ground. He stands his ground. I would say he's a fighter. So I'm definitely amped up for that, to get ready for that scene, because it's going to be pretty exciting. It's going down.
That's awesome.
I'm hoping my chicken wing eating scene takes about 20 takes.
We can make that happen.
There you go.
Yeah,
we
need
to
to
make sure it's spicy.
Yeah, good spicy wings.
So
I think for me, I'm actually. Go ahead.
I know it's hard when you got this many people, but we'll get there.
I feel like the Golden Globes with those few minutes where it's like, wait, what? But I'm looking forward to that table read. I love table reads. I love to feel the chemistry and fear the organic moments that happen at the table read, and then even more moments happen when you're actually on set. Just seeing how everything translates. Like, I'm seeing all these personalities here, and I'm first of all seeing why they cast people, and I'm excited to see what they do. I may come on set when it's not even my scene, because I'm excited to see what I'll hold the gap. I'll be the gapper. I'll hold it up. I'll get the coffee. I don't care. But I'm just excited to see that organic chemistry happen.
Nice.
I think it's also great that we're so diverse. Like, we're beautiful. Like, look at all of us. It's really cute.
Yeah, you are all beautiful people, so get off my show.
I don't know. I think we all look like the Brady Bunch.
I'm trying. I was singing earlier.
The Brady Bunch. The Brady Bunch. These guys know this.
You got to bring a couple of gunshots.
You have to keep looking all around.
I love it.
When I told my dad I was playing the killer, he's like, "Your voice is so high. How are you going to achieve that?" And I was just like, "Listen, I'm an actor. Like, we can make this
acting."
Yeah, but those are the kinds of things. Like, I think we wound up doing it quite often when we were casting. We had various types in mind, and then went right against those many times when we were casting. And I just thought it was cool. The way it just kind of happened, like I didn't even realize it until we were done, but I was like, okay, that's not how we pictured that character from the beginning. And that's not how we pictured that character from the beginning. But you guys brought just something unique and different to it. And, so we were just like, okay, yeah, no, this is it. This is it. And like, you could fight that and just keep grinding and try to find exactly somebody who's how you imagined. And I don't know, I think it would have been a lesser film. So for me, I'm really looking forward to working with all of you guys. In fact, I haven't done any acting with any of you except Jesse. I've done a bunch of stuff with Jesse, but Even Mecca, I haven't gotten to act with, but I've seen a lot of your acting. So
Yeah, I wanted to work with Rick for a long time. We met because I had to do a whole bunch of voiceovers for a couple of scenes that I was in. And I guess there was an issue with sound. So that's how I ended up meeting Rick. But we had so many discussions. I think Rick is impressed with my vast knowledge of films. So that, and I'm so happy that Rick hit me up about this role. And it didn't matter who I'm going to cast. I was like, I was telling Rick, I'm going to get in it. Like, I'm going to be in it. I'm here. And then Rick was like, okay, good luck. I'm like, I don't need it. I'm here. So no, I'm very, very happy I got to be here.
That's so awesome.
And and Emily over here, she's just so quiet. This is not Emily. Emily is like, on set, she's very different.
I fawn. So if there are people that are more extroverted than me, I become an introvert. So I cater to other people's needs. That's what's happening here. I'm stepping back.
So, oh no, please, by all means, you guys take over the show. You're a lot more talented than I am. I just, I'm here.
Well, I will say, I am most looking forward to, like Kathy said earlier, the connections. For me, it's all about the chemistry. I can come alive by myself, but it is always tenfold when I'm acting with someone else. So I think that for me is what I'm looking forward to the most. And I do have to go. I'm so sorry. But thank you for having us.
Thank you for being here.
Yes, I look forward to meeting you all in person.
Yay!
Thank you.
Bye. At the table read. Yeah.
Yes, see ya.
Take care. Thank you again. That was Emily Whitcomb. She will be playing Tracy in Serious Profession. And we are very excited for this.
Yeah, I knew she had to go, so I wanted to get her a chance to interject in there before she had to fly.
For sure. No, I listen, I appreciate you all coming down, but I'm going to ask you some fun questions now, if that's okay. All right.
Oh, really? We have to do
and we're going to go right around. I'm going to name who I want first to talk.
All right, let me get my tea.
So here's the first question. Any character you could play in a movie, past, present, doesn't matter. What's your number one choice? And I'm going to start with Rick.
You son of a gun. You know what? You know what just popped into my head? And this, if I had time to think about it, this probably isn't the answer. But I want to play the Bandit in Smokey and the Bandit.
Oh, that's a great choice.
And I want to do my own stunts.
Nice. Very nice.
So that's it. That's it. That's 12-year-old me's answer.
Davey, how about you, man?
For me, honestly, because I always thought he was just so cool, man. I know y'all probably look at me like, oh, wait a second, it's past your time. But my dad always put on Young Guns. I always loved Billy the Kid. He was just so cool and so actiony. Had all the fun and funny catchphrases, man. So Billy the Kid.
Nothing wrong with that. That's an awesome answer. I love it. I love the second one, I think, a little bit more personally. It's a little more flash, and you got Bon Jovi and the singing the song. So, and I'm a Jersey boy, so gotta have that. But yeah, that's a great choice, man. Mecca, how about you? What you got for me?
Okay, I'm a Gemini, so I got to give you two sides of me right now. I'm going to give you Mia from League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. And then I'm going to give you Cinderella from Rodgers and Hammerstein, Black Cinderella. Like, I want to be here so bad, like, all the time.
Awesome.
So those are the very two contrasting sides of me.
You're going to get along great with my son because League of Extraordinary Gentlemen is one of his favorite movies. So.
Oh, it's so underrated and great.
Kathy, how about you? What's your character?
Since I was about probably 10, Sidney Poitier in To Sir with Love just blew my mind.
Oh, yeah.
Not only did I get a big crush on him, but he made me want to be an actor, and he made me want to be a teacher. I've been a high school substitute teacher, and my dream role would to be that type of compassionate teacher and or doctor, because I love medicine, like House, that kind of doctor. So those two, one of those two would be dream roles for me, other than the one I'm playing in this film, of course.
That's awesome.
So,
I love it. So we're going to go Jeannie Pretty. Renee, what do you got for me?
Oh
You
gosh!
cannot
Hey,
say Jeannie. You
no,
cannot say Jeannie.
I'm going silver screen. I'm going Katharine Hepburn, Philadelphia Story, opposite Cary Grant and
Nice.
James Stewart.
I love it.
The wit and the comedy and the class. It just, yes. And Katharine she's uncomparable. Katharine Hepburn. So yes.
That's awesome. And my buddy Jesse, what's your role, man?
Oh boy, I tell you, I sitting here, I couldn't think of a movie character, but I'd love to play a character like Ian McShane did in Deadwood.
Oh yeah, that's a great role.
I'd love to play, or any badass kind of anti-hero type person. Maybe Al Pacino in Scarface.
You got some great choices there, my friend. I love it. And Matt, as a filmmaker, I'm not going to throw out a role for you, but like if you could direct any movie, past, present, whatever you wanted, and put your spin on it, what do you got for me?
Oh, well,
that's all the time we have, everybody. Thank you.
Okay. Well, honestly, I had already come up with my actors, so I will go ahead and at least do the actors. But I would play David Strathairn did Edward R. Murrow in Good Night and Good Luck, which is one of my favorite movies. So I would love to have played a role like that. Although I would have been better suited for Fred Friendly, because George Clooney was way too gorgeous for the real Fred Friendly. And then another one that I really liked was The Third Man, and Trevor Howard, who played Major Calloway, had the best lines in that. Now, as far as a movie that I would love to take and direct and put my own spin on, I really couldn't say, because there are a lot of movies out. I mean, really, my favorite movies, I couldn't do it differently. Good Night, Good Luck. From Full Metal Jacket to Third Man. I mean, even Kids in the Hall, Brain Candy, I absolutely love. If I were to do one, it would be Goldfinger. And the reason why is because that is one of the sloppiously written scripts ever. It makes no bloody sense. The actions that the people do make no damn sense whatsoever. And of all the James Bond movies, and I love James Bond movies, my son loves them, Goldfinger is the worst written James Bond film, next to Tomorrow Never Dies, and that is the worst. So I would either be.
I thought you were talking about Gold member Austin Powers, and I'm like, don't ever disrespect.
No.
Austin Powers in your life.
That's terrible.
Yeah, I just wanted to throw out one more character. I would because I was going to be so embarrassed, couldn't think of it, but my favorite movie is Bad Boys, so I always wanted to be Mike Lowry.
Mike Lowry.
But you gotta practice like he does. You gotta go, Mike Lowry.
Mike Lowry.
He kept going down. He's like, Mike Lowry. That's such a good movie. That was on TV the other day too. I was watching it. I think people forget how big of a movie that was in 1996.
Oh yeah,
huge.
I remember it was very big. Yeah.
Literally a great first movie and a great sequel. I ain't gonna hold. Okay, I'm not going to be a nerd right now, but yes, excellent.
Oh, be a nerd. That's what we do here.
All the scene snobs for a reason.
Yeah, we're all about the nerds. So I do have a question from the audience, and it's if you could be famous on Broadway or Hollywood, which would it be? And we'll go down the line real quick. We'll start with Matt.
Hollywood.
Kathy.
Oof. I started on.
If you want to think about it.
The stage.
How
Broadway.
about you? Broadway. Okay. Very cool. Jesse.
if I have to choose, probably Hollywood, but I'd take the WWE also.
Nice. Okay, I'll accept that answer.
Oh yes.
Renee, how about you?
Hollywood.
Hollywood. All right. Rick?
I'm Team Hollywood for sure.
Awesome. Dave?
Hollywood.
And Becca, last but not least, what you got for me?
Okay, here's the science. Now,
Okay, you got to be a movie star to get to Broadway nowadays.
right, you can do both. Like, honestly, if you are famous in Hollywood, you can do whatever you want. But only a certain type of person can go Broadway to Hollywood. Like, it's just
That's
Whoopi Goldberg, Broadway to Hollywood. Like, you got to have a certain je ne sais quoi.
You know what? I love that answer
That's
so much.
true.
And
I can't sing, so that doesn't help me. So
But
I
you're
love
going
your
to
enthusiasm so much. I need to get you on this show just to nerd out. I want to hear your favorite movies. It would be so awesome. We have another from the audience. Dave Geist says, "You folks are simply delightful. I look forward to seeing what you create." Absolutely. Go check them out. Serious Profession right now is raising funds, but they're going to be shooting in April, so keep in touch with it. Chris Sale says, favorite scary movie or movie monster? So we'll make this our last question as we're kind of zeroing down, but this is a good one, and I want to hear what everybody has to say. I'm going to start with Mecca this time.
Oh, no. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess
You had a science for Broadway and Hollywood. You better have a science for that.
Wait, I've had so much time to think. Okay, so I'll just go with like the very first monster to really just creep me out, and it's between the Tooth Fairy from the Tooth Fairy. I don't know, that's a real OG scary movie, but or the Puppet Master Ghost Lady from Dead Silence.
Okay.
Those are my favorite scary movies, but those monsters I can't like comprehend.
I follow you with the Dead Silence, man. She was scary. Davey, what you got for me?
I'm gonna have to go with the whole Conjuring series, Annabelle and all. Man, that's like the first scary movie that like I be jumping. I'm scared of all scary movies, honestly. Yeah, I have to go with the Conjuring. That gets me jumping in the heart pumping. I'm like, whoa.
That's awesome. Rick, what you got for me, buddy?
You know, nothing's ever creeped me out more than The Exorcist when I was young, when I saw it in the theater, and it just stuck with me. But for monster movies, I got to go with The Thing. That's still one of my favorites forever.
Great choice. Renee? Come on,
so many. I don't know. I would say Annabelle, where you say her name 3 times. She's in the mirror, and then she's not in the mirror. She's with you, and she's going to kill you, and that scares the heck out of me, because when you turn off the lights, she could be there. It's part of your nightmares.
That's awesome.
Y'all doing too much. I think I need to excuse myself. I need to
It's the
go.
last time I can get done watching that movie.
So don't say Annabelle. Don't say it that 3rd time.
Annabelle.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but I did it.
I'm okay here. We don't say the Candyman word. That's it. That's one.
That's the other one. Candyman is like Annabelle.
Nope, that's 2.
I'm
That's
gonna
2.
need
Nobody's saying
everybody
that.
to relax. I need y'all to
Renee,
relax.
Do not say it anymore.
Beetlejuice.
Oh, well,
I don't care about
Beetlejuice is
Beetlejuice.
funny.
I will
Yeah.
knock him out. Beetlejuice, I will fight personally. I will fight him. Like,
Renee,
what?
what was that? Renee, what was that movie you just liked?
It was called Annabelle.
Okay,
It was like
That's great. That's great.
You're
Oh,
mean.
Jesse, you set her up. So, Jesse, I got to hear what's your favorite scary
I
movie or
will
monster movie.
see you at the table reading, Jesse. I will see you at the
tell you
table.
what, I got my start in the movie business with horror movies, but everybody used to always laugh at me because even to this day, I still have to think about the difference between Michael Myers and
Freddy.
and
Freddy.
the other guy. Oh no, I know
Freddy.
Freddy Krueger.
Jason.
The other guy, Jason. I don't know the
Oh.
difference between those two right offhand, but the horror movies that I remember the most are, and this is going to date me. This is back in the late 50s, early 60s, the old black and white shows with Frankenstein and the Wolfman and Dracula. You could go into the movie theater. The parents would drop you off in the morning and pick you up at the end of the last show at night. And you just sat there and watch the old black and white movies. To me, to this day, those are a lot scarier than some of the crap I see on the screens now.
I'll take it. Those are great answers. Kathy, how about you?
So I lived in a haunted house.
Oh, hell.
So I did supernatural movies, lived it, but I would have to say, scare-wise, aliens, and there's no name for what came out of Sigourney Weaver, but, if you've given birth. Anyway, that thing freaked me out. I almost lost my popcorn, and it was that, yeah. I'm going to give that thing a name. Thing.
I love it.
It's a xenomorph. It's called a xenomorph.
Whatever came out of her, that was nasty.
It's a great choice, though. That's awesome. Matt, how about you, man?
Well, my favorite scary movie is actually the two are very similar. It's Halloween 3 and Prince of Darkness, which, of course, as we already know, are very strong influences for phobias. So for me, those are those two. For me, those will always be my favorite. Although The Thing is also another fantastic one. I love a good body horror. The Thing is always the right answer. I love a good body horror film, and The Thing is definitely does it. And even the Howard Hawks version is still pretty awesome, even though it's not as. Yeah. I think Carpenter's is better. But then again, that was the first one I saw was Carpenter's. So.
Well, Ron says, and it's probably a good thing nobody said the Chucky doll. He said you weren't allowed to use it. Ron also says that you're all wrong, and it's Elizabeth Berkley's acting. Poor Elizabeth Berkley. She's so excited. Nobody got that? Oh, okay. Can't believe Sharknado not mentioned.
So I would like to talk about the funding campaign real quick.
Yes, please. Let's
because this is kind of the biggest part of this, and this is definitely going to be how we're going to hopefully do this. Is the funding campaign? I have to say, thanks to all these wonderful people here, we maybe one or maybe a couple percentage. We got over 20% funded in the first 2 days. We're actually just $50 shy of 25% funding. And when I was talking about earlier, the average cost to make this movie, and this is just doing it with hopefully zero issues whatsoever, no weather issues, no car issues, no, getting Jesse the spicy wings issues. So long as we get,
not after Annabelle. Not after Annabelle.
So if we don't get all that, there are no problems whatsoever. It's going to cost on average about $1,300 a day. And that is that pays everybody, and that covers any expenses most of the expenses. I wouldn't say it covers all, because, if we had all, then we're looking at, closer to $3,000 a day, which, we'd love to be able to get that. So so the fact that we got over 20% in the first 2 days, 3 days is really fantastic. And it just shows that there is an interest there's an interest in seeing this movie. And don't get me wrong, I love the horror films and all the other films that come out of this area. And I've seen some of these folks and some of those things. But I really like the fact that the support for this has already started off. I mean, even my mom is supporting this, and
Yay,
she just
Mom!
donated. She just donated today, and so it's really great that people are excited about this, and we really need everyone to donate, even if they just donate $10 or $15. If everybody on the Serious Profession page, the fan page, if everybody on there donated $15, we would have more than enough to get this made. So you don't have to spend $100 or $500 or $1,000 or $8,000, although we'll take it. Don't get me wrong, I'll take every single dollar I get. But if enough people just donated just a small amount, those little micro amounts, those do add up, and those get us a lot closer to the goal. And these folks have faith in my script, which is incredibly gratifying.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure that their faith is rewarded, and by making sure that they get not only paid for it, not because I'm trying to buy their acting. I'm not. I'm trying to give them something as a thank you for bringing a very important and very big script and idea that I've had for many, many years to life. So I really thank everybody for their efforts on promoting the funding campaign, for the donations.
We're about to be cut off.
I know we're going to get this funded.
Give us lots of money. Give us lots of money.
Everybody, make sure that you go down and in the descriptions, and also on the Scene Snobs social media, we will be putting up the funding. So please go help support Serious Profession. Like he said, $15 goes a long way. So everybody, come on, let's get out there and help and support indie filmmaking. I want to thank all my guests tonight. Oh, awesome. I want to thank everybody, all my guests tonight. This was fantastic. I can't wait to see what happens and what comes to fruition. Real quick, couple messages. Everybody go check out thescenesnobs.com. Remember, this Friday is the Save Brady 8-hour online fundraiser event. We're doing a fund-a-thon, 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. Join in, help save Brady. He needs a life-changing surgery. So join us. We will be live. And thank you, everybody. And from the Scene Snobs, Mick Manhattan, thank you all so much for joining in, and we will talk to you guys soon. Take care.
Thanks.
Thank you.
And that's our show, everybody. Thanks for listening. I am Mick Manhattan, the Scene Snob. We always appreciate you guys tuning in and commenting along and everything else. Go check out this show or any of our other shows on thescenesnobs.com. Thescenesnobs.com. We love you. You guys are awesome. And if you would like, follow and subscribe to our social media. That really helps us go a long way. And please spread the word. Tell your friends. Have them come in. We love feedback and everything else. So everybody, you have a great day. Again, thanks for listening. Thescenesnobs.com. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon.